Hi, I'm Hillsborough County Commissioner Sandy Merman. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you how important it is to take time to prepare and make a plan for hurricane season.
I'm Tim Dudley, your emergency manager. We've learned many valuable lessons over the years and want everyone to be as prepared as possible this storm season.
In these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to have a plan and be prepared. COVID-19 has shown us that coming together as a community and being resilient is key.
Our team is working hard to keep Hillsborough County ready for any disaster and to provide our residents with resources in case of a hurricane.
To make sure you're ready this year, the first thing you need to do is to sign up for HCFL Alert. You'll receive current emergency information by phone or email.
Next, make a plan with your loved ones. Knowing your evacuation zone and evacuation route is crucial. If you have to evacuate, consider reaching out to friends and families that live outside the evacuation zone to see if they can host you.
If staying with friends or family isn't an option, you can always consider hotels or motels outside of the evacuation zones.
That's right, Hillsborough County emergency shelters are lifeboats, not cruise ships. They should be considered a last resort to keep your family safe.
If Hillsborough County emergency shelters are your only option to evacuate, come prepared. You'll need some additional items this year, including face masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, and other personal items.
At Hillsborough County emergency shelters, you should be prepared to practice social distancing and come with your emergency kit and the items your family needs. Remember, shelters are not a resort. Their last resort. They won't offer any amenities and resources may be limited.
During storm season, you should also keep your gas tank full and keep your emergency kit close at hand.
Make sure to check supplies in that kit, including medication, radio, flashlights, and batteries.
And as we mentioned, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, please include face masks or coverings, hand sanitizers, and gloves.
I want to echo what Commissioner Merman just said. These additions are essential for your health and that of others, especially if you need to go to a county shelter.
In addition, do not forget to pre-register loved ones who require special needs accommodations. Hillsborough has programs in place to help those individuals prepare and find safe shelter.
And don't forget about our furry friends. You'll need food, a pet carrier, proof of current vaccination, and your animal's county registration tag.
Have a plan,
know your plan.
For more information, please visit hcflgov.net/stay safe. Thank you.
This is a battle we've never faced in my lifetime. I want to tell you about 416 of the most amazing people. Every day I get to see their skill, professionalism, and dedication. Their commitment to protect and improve the health of everyone in Hillsborough County. The last 2 months, they've been on the front line of a battle with a very dangerous enemy, COVID-19. And they've risen to the challenge in the most amazing, heroic way. Everyone has contributed, sacrificing their personal life, which they put on hold. They're making a difference for everyone they help, and every day I get stopped and told just how amazing they are. I'm proud and blessed to work with them, my second family.
Hillsborough County, along with local and federal health experts, are encouraging residents to wear cloth face masks to cover their nose and mouth when in public to help stop the spread of COVID-19. There are not enough surgical face masks for everyone, and available ones should go to healthcare workers and first responders. It's easy to make your own face mask out of common household items. The CDC and U.S. Surgeon General say you can use an old scarf, bandana, or make one using a t-shirt plus 2 rubber bands. Cut part of the t-shirt into a square, fold it from the bottom to the middle, then from the middle to the top. Repeat those steps one more time, Then add a rubber band to each side. Bring each end to the middle, then secure around your face. They should fit snugly but comfortably. Cloth face coverings should not be placed on children younger than 2 years of age or people who have trouble breathing. The CDC emphasizes that while wearing a face mask, you should still practice social distancing, stay 6 feet apart from others, and continue other preventative measures such as frequent hand washing. We encourage you to visit hcflgov.net/staysafe for up-to-date information.
Is your local business or organization looking to give back to the community? Help keep our roads clean by joining the Adopt a Road program administered by Keep Tampa Bay Beautiful. Keeping our roads clean is a great way for team building as well as exposure for your business. Select the road your business wants to adopt and dispatch a team to remove litter and debris. Participants will receive 2 signs showing their organization's name as well as safety equipment and instructions for cleaning roads. You can help keep Tampa Bay beautiful by adopting your own road today. To learn more, visit hcflgov.net/cleanhc.
Hello, I'm WWE superstar Titus O'Neil, and today I'm coming to you as a neighbor. You owe it to yourself and those you love to get tested now. Get the care you need and protect your family. Hillsborough County is offering free coronavirus testing and no health insurance is needed. It costs you nothing to get tested. Visit hcflgov.net/staysafe for more information and have a reservation made today. Share this with a neighbor, and let's come together as a community and keep fighting to get through this. Together, we will come back stronger. God bless.
So let's say that Tim here was returning to his vehicle only to find it missing. He may think it was either stolen or towed. Let's not worry too much, Tim. Hillsborough County wants you to know the rules and regulations should you find yourself stuck in this unfortunate situation. Here are a few rules and tips you should know. Rule number 1, permission to tow. Towing services need permission to tow from private property and must post signs with telephone numbers saying that the trespassing vehicles will be removed. If your vehicle is missing, look for a sign and call the number. Rule number 2, communication. As soon as your vehicle is delivered to the local towing facility, towing services must notify local law enforcement within a 30-minute time frame, and they must return calls from vehicle owners within 1 hour. Helpful tip number 1. Law enforcement can help motorists determine if their vehicle has been towed. If you don't see a posted sign, call the authorities on the non-emergency line. Rule number 3. Retrieving your vehicle during a tow. Most people are unaware that you can still retrieve your vehicle while connected to the tow truck. For a drop fee of no more than half the towing rate, the tow truck operator must release the vehicle to its owner. When it comes to payment, tow truck drivers must accept the following: debit, cash, cashier's check, or money order. Rule number 4, personal property. If the owner is unable to pay the drop fee and their vehicle is in the hands of the towing company, owners still have the right to retrieve personal property from their vehicle. Helpful tip number 2. Having a registration and title in your name will make it easier to recover your vehicle. Tow companies will not hand over the vehicle if you are not the registered owner, unless you have an original notarized affidavit signed by the registered vehicle owner. Remember, Hillsborough County is here to help you. For complete detailed information on towing rules and regulations, please visit us at hcflgov.net/consumer protection or give us a call at 813-635-8316.
Hillsborough County has opened a majority of its conservation parks, trails, and nature preserves to give residents additional options for recreation and exercise. While parks can provide an escape and excitement, county leaders are urging residents to take precautions to protect themselves. To help stop the spread of COVID-19 while in public places, use common sense. Stay home and avoid
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes,
No one signed up for public comment?
that is correct.
Okay, very good. Our next item on the agenda will be the appointment of special magistrates to the Value Adjustment Board.
Commissioner Merman, before we move,
Legally, we have to do the ratification of the appointment of BAB Legal Counsel as the first order of business. I'm sorry to interrupt.
thank you.
Okay. Oh, because that's not on the agenda like this. I'm sorry. That is under, okay. This is a different layout. So let's, first order of business will be to ratify the appointment of our Value Adjustment Board legal counsel, who is Ms. Parwani. Ms. Parwani, would you like to say anything?
Just simply, I've really enjoyed working with this board, and I appreciate just how much effort and time these board members put in. And, you know, you do a great job, and it's been my honor to work with you over the years.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you. I personally value your judgment and advice on many issues going forward. So, okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve Rinki Parwani as the Value Adjustment Board legal counsel.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Okay, thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve and ratify the appointment of our Value Adjustment Board legal counsel. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Like sign opposed, show that pass. Then we have the election of chairman and vice chairman. This is probably going to be a pretty easy one to do since we only have one commissioner on the meeting today and our school board member needs to be the vice chair. So can I have a motion to I guess, elect myself as chairman and Stacy Hahn, who's sitting in for Melissa Snively, as vice chairman.
This is Sean Simon. I'll make the motion.
Thank you very much. And a second?
Can I second it even at,
Yes.
okay, I'll second it. I didn't know if, since Melissa was one of the folks, if I could do that. So I'll second it.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And a discussion? Probably not. Okay. And all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
And, like sign opposed? None. Show that pass. So we have our election of chairman and vice chairman. Now we'll move to the appointment of special magistrates to the Value Adjustment Board. And we need to appoint our appraiser and attorney special magistrates. Is there any questions about any of these? Ms. Parwani, do you have any anything to add to the discussion? Or
No, ma'am. I prepared a chart and I reviewed all the applications, and they are in compliance with the statutory requirements. So my only recommendation would be to probably just appoint all of them because of conflicts and the number of hearings we have. That will give the clerk's office the most. And we have decided in the past to use local ones if we can first, but that will give them the priority to schedule these hearings as quickly as possible.
Okay. So do we have a motion to approve the appraiser and attorney special magistrates?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you very much. Do we have a second?
This is Sean Simon. I'll second.
Thank you. Do we have a motion and a second? Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, show that pass. And then the next item says discuss the special magistrate rate of compensation. So do you want to lead that discussion, Ms. Parwani, or will staff do that?
We just received a request from the magistrates to raise the compensation rate. I believe you have the correspondence. It was tabled from the last meeting. I believe this is very similar to what's received in the other counties. The other counties and our county did a comparison. We're very comparable in rates. And I haven't seen an increase in any of the other counties at this time. So it's really up to the board whether they are ready to increase rates at this time. I know some of the rates they were asking for were more than even I get paid as legal counsel. So it's really up to the board at this time.
So and I'll ask Mr. Simon or Ms. Hahn, do you all have any questions about that? Who pays for these? Who pays for this? Where's this money come from to pay the magistrates?
60% of the money comes from the county and 40% of the money comes from the school board. It's basically a 3/5 to a 2/5 ratio per the rule in the payment and funding of the value adjustment board.
Well, let me just give you my 2 cents. I really feel like we are definitely in the middle of the pack. I mean, we're not low, we're not high. And I think what we're offering now is sufficient. And given the government budgets right now with COVID, I just don't think at this time it would be prudent for us to raise the rates. Again, we can entertain this at a later time when we have more predictability about the county and the school board budgets, but I think going forward we need to probably maintain, and so I will not be supporting an increase to let you all know. Do you have any comments, Mr. Simon? Ms. Hahn? Yes.
Yes. I would agree right now, as you all know, the school district, we are spending an enormous amount of money out of our budget to prepare to open schools. And with COVID, that is an extraordinary higher amount of spending to make sure that our schools are safe and the PPE equipment is available for students and teachers and staff. So at this time, I would not want to support an increase in the rate of compensation because we're also in the middle of reviewing and approving our budget. So right now, I would really like to just keep the rate the same if possible. Thank you.
Mr. Simon, do you have any comments?
I did have a brief comment. It appeared to me as though there were 15 other counties there that were listed, and when I averaged them up, I believe we were still a little bit above the average even for those 15.
Right.
Also, to the credit of the magistrates that had requested an increase back prior to the pandemic, I believe that they submitted a retraction of those proposals, again, to their credit. So I appreciate that. Mr. Harris in his correspondence had 4 points, 3 other points in addition to the increase. And I wasn't sure if now would be a good time, probably not to address those, but maybe in the future to circle back. They had nothing to do with a monetary increase, but had something to do more along the lines of a 21-day requirement. And there was one other that escapes me. I'm driving right now, but I'm in agreement with the rest of the board with regards to not increasing as it stands right now.
Right. Okay, great. So at this time, there is no motion to increase the rates, and we will leave them as is for the present. Okay.
And Ms. Merman, I can clarify the 2 items that were raised by Mr. Harris. One was he requested a minimum, so if the hearings are canceled, within 48 hours, he'd be paid a minimum amount, between 2 and 4 hour per day minimum that are canceled. And also a request we have a requirement we just instituted of a 21 calendar day that they have to complete the recommendations. He wanted that changed to a 21 business day. So those, I believe, are the items that were being raised by Mr. Simon.
Okay, I did not receive a letter about that. Did he send it to the board?
No, he sent it to us. It was included in the backup that was provided.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It should be under tab 4B.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I hadn't looked that far in that. Yeah. I think, it's just given the budgets of the county and the school board right now, I just don't think we can. In fact, since we are, and I did the same exercise that Mr. Simon did, I appreciate, does Mr. Harris drive from out of county or is he in county?
I believe he's in Pinellas, but I also think the 2 to 4 hour minimum, I think our clerks right now do a great job of letting them know well in advance if hearings are canceled, and hearings are booked so that, it's not a whole day that cancels. As
Okay.
far as the 21 business days and the 21 calendar days, I think that's a call for Mr. Caban, because I don't know how that impacts their world, but I know that I have to review the recommendations after the magistrates complete them, and we have a short time to get them out. So I think we selected those days because of the timing implications that impacted our clerk.
Right. Okay. So, Mr. Caban, if in the future you want to change that policy, you can bring it back to the board.
Absolutely.
But our business ebbs and flows. It's high at certain times of the year and very low at other times of the year. So, I think that given the fact that when it's at the ebb phase, everybody's in a time crunch to get things out, and we just have to move forward. And I think to go 21 business days probably gives, I guess it would give another 6 days to someone. And I'm not sure, given our time frames and deadlines that we have to deal with, that that's going to really work out for us. Do you agree, Ms. Perwani?
I think that's true. I think the concern is during Christmas time or Thanksgiving, but I think the board makes adjustments as appropriate given workloads. And, I don't think you're going to knock somebody for turning it in 2 days late if it's over the Christmas holiday and they still get it in timely. So I think there are exceptions. I think the board can address those exceptions, but I think the timeframes we have in place are there for a reason.
Okay, good. Well, this was a good discussion. So, if anything needs to come back to us, just let us know.
If I might add, Commissioner Merman, one of the last things was that based on the 21 calendar days, many of the other 21 business days, excuse me, many of the other counties have followed forth in what we're doing and providing. So it's pretty
standard
across the board. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification and information.
You're welcome. And one of the last items that Mr. Harris wanted to touch upon was revising the special magistrate invoice to omit the time of the day that each petition was being worked on. And that was the only instance of that matter to be considered from his email. No other magistrate has touched upon it. And it's good also for our detailed record keeping aspect so that we can keep our appropriate stats internally.
Well, and I will just say this to you and the rest of people in the court. If there is some change in procedure you want to bring to the board, please feel free to do so.
Okay.
Okay. And we will definitely consider. Is there anything you wanted to change today based on? Okay, good. Okay. The next item is to approve the special magistrate contract. And is there any discussion about this before I ask for a motion? And I'll ask for a motion of the special magistrate contract.
I'll make the motion. Sean Simon.
Thank you. What happened to Ms. Hahn?
I'll second it.
Oh, okay. You're there. Good. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the special magistrate contract. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed and show that passed. Then I need a motion to authorize the chairman to execute the contracts. So I need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion.
John Simon.
Thank you. And we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor to authorize the chairman to execute the contract, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, show that pass. And then the next is to authorize the special magistrates to conduct value adjustment board hearings and consider good cause requests. I'll need a motion for that.
I'll make the motion. John Simon.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to authorize the special magistrates to conduct value adjustment board hearings, consider good cause requests. Is there any further discussion? None. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Like
Aye.
sign opposed, show that passed. I want to ask you, Rinky, okay, usually there's roll call votes to approve motions and seconds. Is that okay?
I can tell based on the recording and what I'm hearing who's voting. So
yeah.
I think we're okay. But if you want to do a roll call vote, that might be a little clearer.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, can I tell it who's voting and who's
Well,
making
there's only
motion?
3 of us. So I think we're okay, but the next motion will be to adopt the local value adjustment board procedures and ratify the filing fee resolution. I need a motion and a second.
And Commissioner Merman, if I may, with regards to the local VAB procedures, due to the current COVID-19 circumstances, we are going to be having telephonic hearings this year to assist with everyone being safe and social distancing requirements.
Okay.
And that's one of the major modifications that we made to the local VAB procedures.
And you're going to stay with the telephonics through the end of the year and just evaluate it after that?
And that's correct, yes.
Okay. I know our land use hearings, we just went to a process for the land use hearing officer over at the library. And so I don't know, you may want to take a look at that and see if that's something you also want to do.
Absolutely. We're going to follow a similar format.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. It just allows people to show up and speak about their item.
Correct.
In person. Okay, so I need a motion to adopt the procedures.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? And I will ask Mr. Caban to call the roll on the vote.
Merman?
Yes.
Hahn?
Yes.
Simon? Yes.
Okay.
Motion carried 3-0.
And Rinky, you did say the other motions were clear in the voting.
They were all unanimous and
Okay.
they were all clear.
Okay, good. Okay, the next is the property tax system value adjustment board overview. Is that going to be you, Ms. Parwani, or Mr. Caban?
I'd be happy to do it. By law, during the organizational meeting, we have to give an overview of the property tax system. I know a lot of you have already heard this before, but we are required to do it. As you know, in our minutes and attached to these documents for the agenda, you will find Florida Administrative Codes 12D9, 12D10, 12D 51.001, 002, and 003, and chapters 192 through 195 of the Florida statutes. We also include the Florida Government and Sunshine, statutes and any other Florida statutes pertaining to the Florida VAB, and those are available for all the petitioners, the property appraisers, any of the public that wish to review them. And they go over the overall process of the Value Adjustment Board and why this board exists. And simply, this board is here as a quasi-judicial body in order to determine values of property tax, classifications, and exemptions. So basically, that our taxpayers do not have to file in circuit court. It's an informal administrative proceeding. So the process is as follows. They can file a petition with the Value Adjustment Board, an informal process, and have a hearing before a special magistrate, which is selected by this board pursuant to statutory requirements, either before an attorney magistrate, if it's an exemption or classification, or a appraiser magistrate, which has the skills to review value. The clerk will set a hearing for the petition of the property appraiser. They can also informally try to work out any concerns over the property. The hearing is held. It's an informal process, meaning the formal rules of evidence really don't apply, hearsay, that type of thing. Evidence is presented, and the magistrate will write a written recommendation, which will be submitted to this board. This board will review the recommendation for legal compliance and can make a determination whether they want to accept it or reject it. If it's accepted, it will become a final recommendation, or once it's accepted. Just because this process exists doesn't mean that a taxpayer cannot go directly to circuit court, or if they're unhappy with this board's final recommendation, they can also file their case in circuit court. And that's basically the process. It's takes about in our process, we usually try to get done by March of next year for this year's tax roll. Are there any questions about the Value Adjustment Board process or the property tax system in Florida?
That was a great explanation. Thank you. Ms. Stacy or Sean, do you have any?
No, I looked over the attachments, and I appreciate the overview. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was great information. Okay. The last item we need to do to take a motion is to approve the minutes of the April 28th, 2020 Value Adjustment Board meeting. And I need a motion and a second.
And Commissioner Merman, if I may, the tentative VAB schedule, is also outlined in the property tax system VAB overview. And that's basically just going to follow the same PTO 902020 calendar that just basically provides general dates of when the petitioner has to file their petitions, the property appraiser, release of evidence. Real straightforward guideline on the tentative VAB schedule that we use internally.
Okay, good. I've learned a lot since I've been on this board about property taxes and people's rights to really have their taxes, if they have a complaint or something, that they have the right to be heard. So it's a good process. Sometimes we, and we're basically under the control of the state. So every process laid out is really under the Department of Revenue, I guess. So, okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the April 28th meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, call the roll to approve the minutes of the April 28, 2020 Value Adjustment Board meeting.
Merman?
Yes.
Hahn?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Motion carried 3-0.
Okay, and Mr. Caban?
Yes.
You can help us get wrapped up here.
All right.
I'd like to just touch back real briefly that we did have the 12D9, 12D10, 12D51.001, 51.002, 51.003, and chapters 190 through 195 available for the public. There are also a link on the agenda that it was made available for the public on the website. We have master copies here in the VAB office at 419 Pierce Street. So if the general public would like a copy or to review those, they're more than welcome to come over. Additionally, all the contact information for all our board members is listed on the published agenda that was made available to the public, both through the clerk's website and the county website, having all our commissioner contact information, our school board contact information, the alternates contact information, and both our citizen appointee contact information, along with our VAB legal and our staff contact information. And moving on to the correspondence, basically the correspondence was general property tax oversight correspondence that we receive on a routine basis. The first one was regarding a PTO legislation bulletin. Basically, they were all PTO legislation bulletins. And of course, as I move through these pages myself, I'm sorry, PTO 2003 was just basically for value adjustment board proceedings, VAB filing fee not required for petitions for exemption of deployed service members. And that was the property tax oversight informational bulletin available at the department's website. And that is 20-03. The next correspondence was regarding PTO bulletin 20-05, which was value adjustment board proceedings. Appraisal by special magistrate may not be submitted as evidence. With regards to PTO legislation bulletin 20-10, it is stating that exemption, veterans, and veteran surviving spouse property acquired between January 1st and November 1st, property tax oversight bulletin. The next piece of correspondence was the required special magistrate training that we made available to all our magistrates so they can conduct their required VAB training. And most of our magistrates has completed that. We will be providing the certificates at the next meeting. I believe the last email was with regards to correspondence that was submitted by the property appraiser to VAB Legal regarding the Gulf Marine outcome and the property appraiser's success in having this ruled in their favor.
You know where that's headed, right? More court proceedings.
That's correct.
That thing will actually, I think when you become a member of the Value Adjustment Board, then just you probably need to put that in the information booklet for the members. This will always be an item that will be heard in front of the board.
Yes, it will be.
It's ongoing.
That was basically all the correspondence that we had for agenda item 7B. We also have agenda item 7C, which is basically the meeting notice, and we did notify everyone accordingly per the Sunshine Law with regards to the local newspaper and the county website and the clerk's website.
Okay. That it?
And the last item is that our next meeting is scheduled for September 17th, 2020 at 9:30 a.m. And this is going to be our meeting to extend the tax rolls, the 2020 tax rolls.
Right. Usually a very brief meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for all the information. Does anybody have anything to bring up before we adjourn? Well, I thank you all for attending. Thank you, Ms. Hahn, for sitting in for Ms. Knightley. Thank you.
My
Mr.
pleasure.
Simon, for attending today. We appreciate, or we wouldn't have had a quorum. And hope you all stay safe. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Thank you. And you'll second. Okay. We are officially adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks.